Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. My name's Sarah. I'm married to Mark. We've been married for 22 years. We have 10 kids, 8 of them still at home. So today we're talking about cultivating a biblical home, and the point that I wanted to talk about was creating family time, intentional family time. And so as a family, we homeschool, and my husband is home because he's out on disability. So for us right now, we are home all the time together, and that's really easy. But in the past, we have had times where Mark was working, and we had to make sure that we carved out family time. So we have always been very intentional from the time we got married. We've been very intentional to have family meals. That is one way to make sure that you are getting good time as a family. Maybe that meal is not supper. A lot of people think of family dinners, but for us, Mark worked one of his jobs, he didn't go until 2 in the afternoon. And so we were able to have breakfast and lunch together every day. And just making sure that you are spending time together to build relationship, to teach family values, to just make memories and enjoy time as a family. And so these times, I'm looking at a list because I made this list a while ago of things that we wanted to talk about. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. But making sure that you have time together. So maybe that is over family meals. Maybe that is making sure that you have a few days a week that are intentionally carved out for time as a family. I know in my home growing up, my mom and dad were both very involved in the community in a good way. My sister and I were also. And my sister and I went to public school, and so we had different activities going on all the time and everything. And still, on the nights when we didn't have things scheduled, we sat down and ate dinner as a family. We talked about, some families do like the highs and the low of the day. Like, what did you really like? What didn't you like? Maybe it's having a set of cards that are conversation starters. My kids really like when we play a game. Would you rather, fly to the moon or go to the deepest part of the ocean? Would you rather be a professional singer or a professional artist? And just talking to kids about those things. Where would you like to go in the world? Maybe it's having, we have spent different time on, like I said, we are together every meal right now. So this has changed over the years, but right now, we do a fun math game every lunchtime. We do a fun geography game every morning time. We have studied the instruments in the orchestra and different composers over supper time. We have looked up like wonders of the world type thing over supper time, where we will discuss something that is going on. Maybe it's news events that you talk about. Maybe it is, I don't know, something you've been reading in Bible. Maybe it's the latest book one of your kids has been reading. Maybe if you're a homeschool family and dad works during the day, it's everybody going over what they've learned that day and being able to fill dad in. But making sure that you intentionally have time together as a family to just make memories, to build that family culture. I know that it is much easier to relate to somebody that you have common memories with. So a lot of families nowadays are too busy. We're always going our separate ways. We get to church and we go to our separate classrooms. We, in the evenings, this person has soccer, this person has gymnastics, this person is off to some community event. Maybe it's when you're home, big brother's in his room reading, big sister's in her room on the phone, little sister's over here playing a computer game, and people aren't together. And I'm not saying that those things in themselves are bad, but when it takes away, when it splits our family up so that we're not spending time together, we don't have time to instill those things in our children that we would like them to learn. Even as a homeschool family, if we are very, very focused on academics, which I'm not saying it's wrong to be focused on academics, but if during our school day, let's say that we spend from 8 to 2 doing school and we're very, very focused on academics, and then we're running everywhere else to do extracurriculars, where are those family values, those family memories, coming into play. To be able to cultivate a biblical home, we need to have relationship with those people in our home. We need to have times where we can talk about the good things. We can talk about the bad things. We can talk about the hard things, because it's not only time to talk about hard things when somebody passes away. Being able to read a book or talk about a news story that brings up those topics, being able to talk about a part in the Bible that brings up those topics before those things happen. A lot of times in our parenting, we are very reactive. So this child hit this child, I need to correct for that happening, instead of taking time to teach our children to love each other. Maybe we're very reactive to the spilled milk at breakfast, but we haven't really taught them how to pour the milk, and then we have to react to the spilled milk. So being proactive in our parenting, making time to spend and teach our children before they don't want to talk to us, before we've set bad examples for the family. So finding that intentional time. Maybe this video is something that you're like, okay, yes, I already do that, and you can go on to the next video. But if you're not setting aside time that's really bonding time as a family, please find a way to do that in your home, because you will see such great things happen from that. If you are a family who right now is not homeschooling, that is a great way to build more of this time into your day, where you have time to actually parent your children and not just be reactive to everything. Please reach out to me or watch some of my videos I have about homeschooling and how every parent can do it. Even if you think you're in a hard position, chat with me. I hope that I can help you find a way. But that is a great way to add more time to your day with your kids. Just seeing your kids as the blessing they are and the ministry that they are, like that is your ministry as a mom, is to be pouring yourself and pouring God's word into these kids, not seeing them as a distraction, or, oh, they're keeping me away from doing this other thing or spending time doing this. I have so many thoughts of what I would like to do when I'm past the stage of having little babies in the house, but my littlest one is 7 months. I have a long time before my kids are self-sufficient. And so I'm going to be very happy in the stage that I'm in right now, as this is the time that I can do this. There's going to be other times where I can invest in other people. And right now, because my husband's home, I have time to invest and make videos like this. But your most important ministry is your children. And so finding time to actually learn to like them. We all love our kids. We all love our kids, but actually spending time and really just enjoying them, looking at them and seeing exactly where they are today. Tomorrow, they're going to be a different age. They're going to be older. You're never going to get this day back. So making sure that you're enjoying the moments and that you're teaching them to enjoy each other, teaching them to speak nicely to each other. And I'll do another video on that, but just spending time together to show them what relationship is supposed to look like. We live in a culture where relationship is just so disposable. I'm your friend today because it does something for me. I'm somehow benefiting from this. And tomorrow, if I'm not benefiting for it anymore, I'm going to bully you at school or whatever. That's the kind of culture we live in, that we are in things for ourselves. How can we show our kids selflessness if we're not actually spending time together? So the next video I'm going to make is about how we should act towards each other, but just making that intentional time to spend time with each other is super important. So I hope you can find a time in your day. Go ahead and leave a comment below on what you're doing to spend a specific time with your kids, and we will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.